Yeah, I'm an electrician by trade. I carry an electrician's tool bag to remind me that I'm really only an electrician in a suit, and I hate wearing a tie like most tradies, so I end up wearing a t-shirt with a suit. I don't know whether I get away with it, but I do it anyway. So Marg and Martin have been generous enough to give me 15 minutes tonight, so I'm going to rip into something that I hope will get you to understand the way I think about business. So this is me, this is what I do. They're my 6 P's of success in my business. But I want to show you something. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button, sorry. There we go, that one. Oh, that didn't come up at all, you're right. This is actually a spreadsheet of data, of financial numbers. So being a tradie, I imagine, like me, you guys sort of go, oh God, not this stuff. Am I right? You sort of eyes glaze over when you get all the financial numbers in front of you. You sort of think, I don't get it. It's too much. I don't understand it. It's too much work. It's not, those of us who are tradies are good with what we do. And this stuff can drive us absolutely nuts. So what I wanted to say to you is there's really only 2 numbers that you must know. The first of these is break even. Now, accountants and I disagree with what break even means. Accountants have a system of calculating a break even. Mine is very simple. All your expenses added up together divided by the period. Now, whether that's the things you buy that you sell, the cost of goods, or the expenses, the fixed costs that you need to run the business, I don't really care. It's the total of the costs divided by 12, that's your break even per month. What I'm looking for is the break even per day. This is a former client of mine, electrical contractor. His break even per day was $2,022 per day. If he generated $2,022 per day in sales, he knew that he had everything covered. Didn't make any money, but he knew that he had everything covered. The other number that he had to know was this one, the budget number, the number that would give him a 17.4% net profit. And in his case, it was $3,053 a day. It did when I produced the slide, but down the bottom it says that's about $175,000 a year net profit on a turnover of about $750,000. So 17.4% is good. I'm okay with 17.4. I start to worry at 10%. I really like 20 and I love 25. 17.4, it's about in the middle. It's good. I'm happy with 17.4%. But of course, 17.4% of $100 is only $17. So that's not enough. You've got to generate the revenue as well as the profit, otherwise it doesn't work. You've got to have everything in order to make it work. So these 2 numbers are the numbers that I think a good tradie needs to know every day in order to drive their business forward and know that by the end of the year, they'll actually have money in the bank. It's no good sitting down with your accountant in August, as a lot of people do, sit down with the accountant in August and the accountant says you've had a crap year. You can't do anything about it in August. You've got to do something about it in October, the year before. In order to do that, you've got to know that you're going to have a problem. This approach lets you know that if you're below that $2,022 a day today, you're going to have to be over it tomorrow or you're going to be in trouble. So you can do something about it now, not at the end of the year. Does that make sense? Is that, yeah? Cool, okay. So the other thing, of course, is you do need all the rest of it. It doesn't work if you don't have all the rest of it. You need, these 2 numbers are results. They are produced from calculation based on the original data. So you need numbers from your bookkeeper. Is there a bookkeeper in the room? Yeah, oh, sorry, hi, how are you? Bookkeepers are the core of producing this data. Good bookkeepers will enter the numbers, of course, but they'll also do the analysis and they will advise you what your numbers mean, because that's what really means something. What do the numbers mean? And then your accountant will sit down and make sure that you're reconciled and that you're covering your tax obligations and you've got that part of it under control. But once you've got all of those numbers, you need someone who will sit down and tease out these 2. so that you can go back to work with the sure and certain knowledge that if I do my $2,022, I'll break even, and if I do $3,053, I will make money. So those two numbers for tradies, and I've worked with a lot of tradies. In the last 14 years as a business coach, I've worked with about 250 businesses, and more than half of them are tradies. I have to say I draw the trades brush pretty broadly. I've worked with accountants and lawyers and doctors and a funeral director. And I got to tell you, we've all got the same problems. It's all exactly the same. We are really good at what the business does, but that's not the job that the business needs its owner to do. The business needs its owner to do this, to understand where the business is going and to be able to think about the future as well as the past and to operate in the right now. Because I tell you, if you're not thinking about it, no one else is. No one else in your business is thinking about it. They don't care. Your staff don't care. They only care they get paid. They get paid and they think they've got an ongoing job. That's what they want to know. That's the whole deal. Generally, your spouse doesn't really care how your business is going so long as there's money in the bank account. Your bank certainly doesn't care so long as you're paying your loans back. No one cares. Taxation department doesn't care so long as they're getting their cut. No one cares. So if you don't do it, it won't get done. If you're spending more than 50% of your time on the tools, you're in trouble as a business owner. Have anyone heard that 80% of businesses fail in the first 5 years? You heard that before? Did you know that of those that survive, 80% fail in the second 5 years? That's when it gets scary, isn't it? That means of 100 businesses starting today, only 4 will make 10 years. Only 4. That means 96% will fail. That is a scary number. If you knew the numbers, you'd never start, would you? You'd just say, to hell with it, it's too hard. This is why I got into this business. This is why I got out of the automotive industry, because I thought I could help. And I've worked out that these are the two numbers that drive it. And I don't care if you're a hairdresser, a plumber, a funeral director, a lawyer, a doctor, an accountant, it's the same. You must know these two numbers. If you don't, it's only a matter of time and you're in trouble. And then it's a matter of what do you do with them? Oh, wow. Okay, this is actually an online spreadsheet from a current client. Anyone use Google Docs? Google Docs? Google Docs is a great spreadsheet system because it's live and you can have multiple people look at it. He logs into this every day and he puts in the numbers in sales that he did. He's got 2 businesses and it calculates the total. So he knows every day what were the total value of his sales. And guess what? His business coach knows too, because I open it up on my desk and if he misses 2 days in a row, then I'll ring him and I'll say, you're 2 days behind, what are you doing? Because I know he's got to do $1,000 a day in each business. If he gets, because at the moment they're sort of $850 and $880, so he's behind. He's better than break even, but he's not making budget. So I'm driving him to make budget. And I know if he keeps going with numbers below 800, that number's going to get worse. And it's only a matter of time we're going to be in trouble. So we keep pushing him. But you've got to have a feedback system. You've got to create the data. You need your bookkeeper and your accountant to help you get the data. You need your business coach to come up with the 2 numbers, and then you need a way of controlling it so that if it's going off the rails, you know quickly. You don't want to know at the end of the quarter or the end of the financial year, or in many cases 3 years later when the taxation department's trying to shut you down. Okay, so 5 inputs and 5 tasks. There are only 2 outcomes in business for owners. What I call time and money. Time and money, that's it. I'm a greedy person, I want both. Why would I want cake if I can't eat it? Doesn't make sense to me. Time and money, that's what you've got to get. So there are 5 elements to time. You've got to control your time, then you've got to exploit it, then you've got to leverage it so that you can do more with less, then you've got to systemize it so that it works all the time. And then the 4 F's stand for finish. Okay. Don't laugh, mate. Finish, franchise, float and flog. Finish, franchise, float and flog. They're the 4 possible end points of your business. By finish, I mean commercial profitable business works when you're not there. That's finished. But if you're going to franchise it, float it or flog it, you want the first one anyway. So you've got to do it the same way. The other one is money. Marketing, selling, optimizing, retaining and turning it into a profit. And I'll go into that a little bit further. In order to get control of time, I stole this from Stephen Covey, so if anyone's seen it before, you'll know why. This is what I call a time target, but this is my view of it. Across the bottom it says age. You realise we get 4,000 weeks, 80 years, 50 weeks a year, 4,000 weeks, that's about what we've got. Use the first 20 or so working out how to use the rest, but if you're 50 or 60, my age, that's history. That stuff's gone. Then you're going to lose a whole bunch to sleep. You're going to be asleep for the third of the rest of it. You're going to spend some time eating and in the bathroom, and that gives you this bit, just this bit to do something with. That's all that's left. So you've got to ask yourself, everything you do, is it important and is it urgent? Everything. In order to get control of your time, is it important, is it urgent? If it's not important and it's not urgent, it's a distraction. Distractions can be okay, but you don't want to be hung up in them. If it's not urgent, if it's urgent but not important, that's delusion. It can't be urgent if it's not important. You're kidding yourself. If it's urgent and important, that's demand. That means you've got to do it. You've got to do it right now. So stop stuffing around with this and go and do it. But ideally, it is not urgent, but it is important. What most people do is put it off. What I'm saying is schedule it. Put it in your diary so that it gets done. By definition, if it's important, it will become urgent. It's only a matter of time. Speaking of which, oh no, I've got 4 minutes, all right. Okay. I didn't do this very well. I thought about this earlier. Who would give me $10 for a $20 note? No, I'm serious. Who's going to give me $10 for a $20 note? First person up here. Isn't that interesting? $20. $10. $10 for $20. I can wait. $10, $20. You're welcome. No. Good deal? For him? Good deal? Yes? Hello? Okay. The only failure in business is the failure to participate. Did he make a good deal?
Yes.
Okay. He made a good deal. I think he made a good deal. It's obvious, isn't it? Would you invest $10 to get 20 back? Yep. Would not everyone in business invest $10 to get 20 back?
Yes.
But we don't. We don't. We go, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to spend money on the gateway. I might not get it back. It's that I might not. You know, I'm not going to spend money on this. I might not get it back. I mean, if you knew that every single quote that you did from this day forward would turn into a sale, would you spend your time delivering the service or would you spend your time quoting? Quoting. If every one of them turned into a sale, you'd be awake from, as soon as you got out of bed, you'd be quoting your ass off. If they're all going to turn into sales, it's this idea that you've got to invest to make money. He invested $10 to get 20. Where's the problem with that? Where else can you get 100% return on your money legally? Business. Business is the only place. Okay, you can do it in Tats Lotto and on the horses, but there's a huge risk in that. People don't have any problem betting that way, do they? But talk to people in business, talking about investing $1,000 to do this, no, might not work. I'm much better off going back to fixing screws and plumbing pipes and writing accounts and lawyering and doctoring and whatever else it is you do. It's about investment. This is what I call the 5 ways to grow sales in a business. These are inputs. Suppose we've got a business that produces 4,000 inquiries a year. That's about 80 a week. Now, tradies aren't like that, but cafes would say that's nowhere near enough. Yeah? And if you convert it 25%, you've got 1,000 customers. True? Quarter of 1,000? Yeah? Quarter of 4,000? Sorry? 1,000 customers. If they spend $100 each and they come back twice a year, that's $200,000 in turnover. If you can make a 25% profit on it, you turn 50 grand. Fair enough? No rocket science in that, simple enough. What I'm looking for is a 10% increase. If I can get a 10% increase on all of those, I can improve a business. So I'm not trying to double the number of inquiries. I'm talking about investing money to produce another 400. That's it. To go from 4,000 to 400 and add 400. So a total of 4,400. That's all I want. And then I want to teach people how to sell better, how to convert better, how to quote better, how to, instead of saying, you know, would it be all right if I charged you this much, to talk to people, how to make a sale, to get that to up 2.5%. That's all. I only want a little bit. And then I want to make sure that they actually spend a little bit more money. What did McDonald's say? Do you want fries with that? You know, they haven't said that for 15 years, but everyone remembers. McDonald's took it out of their scripts 15 years ago and everyone still remembers. Do you want fries with that? It's the easiest way to get your sale up. And then you've got to get them back 0.2 more times a year. That's it. And then you're trying to get your profit up by 2.5%. And then that'll turn your total number of inquiries into 4,400. Yes? Rocket science? No? Okay. Your selling becomes 27.5%. Your value of sale becomes 110 bucks, 10%, $100 plus 10, 110 bucks, yeah? And your retention, 2.2 sales per year rather than 2. Anyone want to guess at the sales? No? No one's going to guess? What's that number there? Anyone? Come on, bookkeepers. Not brave enough? Okay. It's not 220 though, is it? It's not 10%. It's not 220. It's actually 292. 292, 850. That's with just 10% in each of those 4 categories. 292, 850. That's like 40% increase just from getting 10%. It's actually more than that, it's almost 50% increase just by getting that little bit in each one. And then if we can get 27.5% in profit, we can turn now 50 into 80. That's, I don't know, that's like 60% increase in profit. What would you do with another 30 grand in your business right now? I mean, am I describing something here that is impossible, that is difficult, that is complicated? I think this is very straightforward. This is just simple arithmetic. There's no rocket science in that. You can get your calculator out and work it out. That's what you'll come up with. I've done it myself. Okay, I'm out of time. I've run over time, sorry guys. You're in one of 3 places right now. You've heard everything I've said to say and you think, yep, good enough, I know what I want, that's fine. Or you know that you need help, talk to Vicky who's not here. I thought Vicky was going to be here tonight. Come and see me. Or if you really don't know what to do, talk to me after this and I'd be very pleased to talk to you. And that's me, Bruce Frame Business Coach. Thank you.